Hello viewers, welcome to the next section, Information Gathering with Metasploit. In this section we will first start with information gathering and enumeration and then look at advanced features in Metasploit. Now let's move to the first video of this section, which deals with information gathering and enumeration. In this video we explore various auxiliary modules within the Metasploit framework that can be effectively used for information gathering and enumeration of various protocols such as TCP, UDP, FTP, SMB, SMTP, HTTP, SSH, DNS, and RDP. For each of these protocols, you will learn multiple auxiliary modules along with the necessary variable configurations. Now let's start with Transmission Control Protocol. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol and ensures reliable packet transmission. Many of the services such as Telnet, SSH, FTP, and SMTP make use of the TCP protocol. This module performs a simple port scan against the target system and tells us which TCP ports are open. To use its auxiliary module, we need to type the command as shown: use auxiliary, scanner, port scan, TCP. With the help of show options command, it will show you all the possible options that can be configured. Now we need to set the rhost, and command for that is set rhosts 10.0.2.5. After setting the rhosts, set the ports, using the command set ports 1 to 1000. Now run the module. This will show you the open TCPs. Let's move on to User Datagram Protocol. It is lightweight compared to TCP, however, not as reliable as TCP. UDP is used by services such as SMTP and DNS. This module performs a simple port scan against the target system and tells us which UDP ports are open. To use its auxiliary module, we need to type the command as shown here: use auxiliary, scanner, discovery, UDP sweep, and now show it using show options command. Now you need to configure or set the rhosts 10.0.2.4. Now run the command. We can see the auxiliary module on the screen. Now we will look at File Transfer Protocol. FTP is most commonly used for file sharing between the client and server. FTP uses TCP port 21 for communication. Let's see some of the FTP auxiliaries. First is FTP login. To use its auxiliary module, type use auxiliary. Scanner, FTP login. To show options, use show options command. Now you need to set the rhosts 10.0.2.4. Now you need to set the user pass file using the command set user pass file. Here is the pass file, which is highlighted. Inbuilt word lists are included and we can use this for brute force attack, so just enter it and then run. Here we can see the auxiliary module. Next auxiliary we will see is the FTP version. This module uses the banner grabbing technique to detect the version of the target IP. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, FTP version. This command will show you the available options. Now set rhosts 10.0.2.4. After setting the rhosts, run the command. Now you will get the output like this. Finally, we will see anonymous access to remote users. This auxiliary module probes the target FTP server to check whether it allows anonymous access. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, FTP, anonymous. Use this command to show your possible available options. Now set the rhosts 10.0 10.2.4. It has been set. Now you can run the command. Now you will get the output as shown here. Now let's explore Server Message Block. SMB is an application layer protocol primarily used for sharing files, printers, and so on. SMB uses TCP port 445 for communication. Let's look at some of the SMB auxiliaries. To start with, SMB version. This auxiliary module probes the target to check which SMB version it's running. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, SMB, SMB version. This command will show all the available options. Now we need to set the R hosts using the command shown here. After setting the R hosts, run the command. Good, it's successful. Now we will see enum users. This auxiliary module connects to the target system via the SMB RPC service and enumerates the users on the system. To use this auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, SMB, SMB enum users. Type show options to see all the available options. Now we will set the R hosts using the command shown here. Now run the command. Now you will get the output as shown here. Lastly, we will see SMB enum shares. This auxiliary module enumerates SMB shares that are available on the target system. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, SMB, SMB enum shares. Now use show options to display the various options available. Now you have to set the R hosts using the command shown on your screen. Run the command. Now you will get the output as shown here. Next, we will move on to the topic Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTP is a stateless application layer protocol used for the exchange of information on the World Wide Web. Let's go through some of the HTTP auxiliaries. First is the HTTP version. This auxiliary module probes and retrieves the version of the web server running on the target system. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, HTTP, HTTP version. Show options will show you the available options. Now set the R hosts 10.0.2.4. After setting it, run the command. You will get the output as shown here. Next is backup file. Sometimes the developers and the application administrators forget to remove backup files from the web server. Such files may give out additional details about the target system and help in further compromise. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, HTTP, backup file. Use show options to show you the available options. Now set the R hosts using the command shown. After setting up R hosts, run the command to back up the file. The output will be as shown here. Next we will see directory listing. Quite often the web server is misconfigured to display the list of files contained in the root directory. The directory may contain files that are not normally exposed through links on the website and leak out sensitive information. This auxiliary module checks whether the target web server is vulnerable to directory listing. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, HTTP, directory listing. Now show the available options using show options. After this, you have to set the R hosts using the command rhosts 10.0.2.4. Now set the path using this command, path dav. Following that, run the command. Now you will get the output as shown here. Next is SSL. Though SSL certificates are very commonly used for encrypting data in transit, they are often found to be either misconfigured or using weak cryptography algorithms. This auxiliary module checks for possible weaknesses in the SSL certificate installed on the target system. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, HTTP, SSL. Use show options to show the available options. Set our hosts using the command rhost demo.testfire.net and then run the command. Now you will get the output as shown here. Next we will see HTTP header. Most web servers are not hardened for security. This results in HTTP headers leaking out server and operating system version details. This auxiliary module checks whether the target web server is giving out any version information through HTTP headers. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, HTTP, HTTP header. Type show options to show you all the available options. Now set the rhosts using the command as shown and run the module. Now you will get the output as shown here. Now we will see robot text. Most search engines work with the help of bots that spider and crawl the sites and index the pages. However, an administrator of a particular website might not want a certain section of his website to be crawled by any of the search bots. In this case, he uses the robots.txt file to tell the search bots to exclude certain sections of the site while crawling. This auxiliary module probes the target to check the presence of the robots.txt file. This file can often reveal a list of sensitive files and folders present on the target system. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, HTTP, robots.txt. Type show options to show you all the available options. Now set the rhosts using the command as shown. Now run the command. The output will be displayed as shown here. Now we will look at Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP is used for sending and receiving emails. SMTP uses TCP port 25 for communication. This auxiliary module probes the SMTP server on the target system for version and lists users configured to use the SMTP service. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, SMTP, SMTP enum. This command shows you all the possible options. Now you need to set rhosts using command rhosts 10.0.2.4. After that, run the command. Nice, here is the output, which we expected. Now let's see shell. SSH is commonly used for remote administration over an encrypted channel. SSH uses TCP port 22 for communication. Let's look at some of the SSH auxiliaries. First is SSH enum users. This auxiliary module probes the SSH server on the target system to get a list of users on the remote system. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, SSH, SSH enum users. Here, show options enables us to show the options available. Now you need to set rhosts using command to set rhosts 10.0.2.4. After setting the rhosts, set the user file. And for that, we created the username.txt file. Right click on it and select Open with Text Editor, and you can see here. These are the content we've included in it. So use it here. Now run the command. This will run the SSH. Next we will see SSH login. This auxiliary module performs a brute force attack on the target SSH server. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, SSH, SSH login. Now use show option to show all the possible available options. Now you need to set rhosts using command to set rhosts 10.0.2.4. After setting the rhosts, set the user file. This will contain the same user file that we have used earlier. Now run the command. You'll get the output as shown. Here we can clearly see that we are successful in achieving our target. Next is SSH version. This auxiliary module probes the target SSH server in order to detect its version along with the version of the underlying operating system. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, SSH version. Use show options to show you all the available options. Now set the R hosts using the commands shown. After that, run the command. This will show the output as I have highlighted. Lastly, we will see detect Kippo. It is an SSH-based honeypot that is specifically designed to lure and trap potential attackers. This auxiliary module probes the target SSH server in order to detect whether it's a real SSH server or just a Kippo honeypot. If the target is detected running a Kippo honeypot, there is no point in wasting time and effort in its further compromise. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, SSH, detect Kippo. Now use the show options to show you all the possible available options. Now set the R hosts using the commands shown. After that, run the command. You will get the output as shown. Let's move on to the next topic, domain name system. DNS does a job of translating host names to corresponding IP addresses. DNS normally works on UDP port 53, but can operate on TCP as well. This auxiliary module can be used to extract name server and mail record information from the target DNS server. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, gather, enum-dns. Use show options to show options. First we need to set the domain name, that is megacorp1.com. Now run the command. So we can see here that auxiliary module execution is completed. Finally, we will look at remote desktop protocol. RDP is used to remotely connect to a Windows system. RDP uses TCP port 3389 for communication. For more details, you can visit this link. To use its auxiliary module, type auxiliary, scanner, RDP, MS 12020, check. Now use show options command to see options available. Now set the R hosts using the command set rhosts 10.0.2.5. Now run the command. Great, we achieved all our targets.